Hello friends, how are you? Hope you all are well. So let's start today's interesting story. There are many such deaths in the world whose mysteries are still unsolved. But what would you call that death, whose script, i.e. the story, has been written before death? In this story, the person who dies himself reads the story of his death on the internet. The date and time of death are also written on the internet, and then the very next moment everything becomes true. Today's story is about Enora Petrova. Knowing this real crime incident of Enora Petrova, you will not believe it at first. But the same thing happened with Enora Petrova. Everything that was predicted on Wikipedia about Enora came true. Like when and which championship will Enora win? Even before the championship took place, predictions were made on Wikipedia. Then the prediction of the death of her parents also came true. And in the end, the prediction of Enora's death itself turned out to be correct. But the question remains the same: how did all this happen? This is still an unsolved mystery. This real story of Enora Petrova is more suspenseful. This is the real story of America. America is the most powerful country in the world. One state here is Oregon. The most populous city in this state is Portland. In Portland, there are strong old-fashioned bridges at places. That's why Portland is also called the City of Bridges, that is, Bridgetown. In this city, a girl with strong will like bridge was born in the year 1991 on the 5th of May. Enora's mother's name was Nancy Petrova and father's name was Mikhail Petrova. Enora Petrova was fond of skating since childhood. Enora had a passion for ice skating since childhood. And this passion was many times more than her age. Enora had achieved kingship in the sport of skating at an early age. Enora was obsessed with winning every tournament. She was getting older with time. Enora was 13 years old. Now Enora had a big challenge in front of her. The famous Crystal Classic Championship was about to take place. Enora had also completed preparations for this championship. Enora was also excited for this championship. There was nothing like losing. Still, Enora was thinking something while sitting in front of the computer. Suddenly a thought came to her mind. And she searched her name on Google, and that's where the mystery began. Enora typed Enora Petrova on Google. As soon as the search button was entered, a whole Wikipedia page was opened. Seeing this, Enora's eyes remained wide open. Enora and her family had full details on Wikipedia. There was also information on the internet about how many skating championships Enora had won by the age of 13. He was very happy to see this. But the very next moment her eyes were wide open again. When she read on the Wikipedia page that Enora had won the Crystal Classic Championship as well. It was surprising that this championship had not happened yet. When she was watching all this on the internet, the next day this championship was going to happen. That is, how the winner of the championship, which did not take place, was already declared. The very next moment she thought that maybe someone had made such an update on Wikipedia to encourage me. Then she thought that her father had not done this. Then she immediately asks her papa. Hearing Anne's question, her father was also surprised. He refused to do any such online updates. Then Anne asked several times. But each time Anne's father, Mikhail Petrova, refused. Well, even Anne obeyed. And she was also happy in her heart that some of his fans must be doing this. Thinking of this, she started preparing for the championship to be held the next day. She won the championship the next day, just as it was written on the internet. It was a very prestigious championship. That's why the victory boosted his spirits. There was an atmosphere of happiness in the family. Now Enora's father has hired Sergei, the best skating coach, to train Anne. Now Enora was moving ahead in ice skating by taking better coaching than before. Now his eyes were on the Olympics. She was thinking of becoming the best in the whole world in ice skating. But many times his steps used to stop on the Wikipedia page. She used to check again on Wikipedia to see what new updates have happened about her. She wanted that if she was written as an Olympic winner on the Wikipedia page, then surely that prediction would also prove to be true. That's what she was waiting for. But when this did not happen, she himself created his own Wikipedia account. By logging in with this account, she started updating the details of the Olympic winner on Enora Petrova's Wikipedia page. But this detail could never be updated. That is, this information was not published on Wikipedia. Enora was starting to get frustrated with this. She believed her friend Bree to be the reason for this disappointment. Bree was Enora's closest competitor in ice skating. In skating, there were always exciting matches between Bree and Enora. Once Bree was badly hurt because of Enora, after which Enora was thrown out of the competition. Along with this, Enora's coach i.e. Sergei was also banned. Seeing this, Enora was beginning to think that Bree was preventing the Olympic winner from updating on Wikipedia. Enora was confused about these things. Then she saw an update on Wikipedia. It was written in it, Enora Petrova is an orphan whose parents died in a terrible accident. She was shocked to read this update on Wikipedia. Enora immediately called her parents. But she could not speak. It is said that she called more than 100 times. But nothing happened. A few days later, it was found that his parents had actually died in a road accident. The death predictions written on the internet came true. Knowing this can really shock anyone. The same thing happened with Anne. She went into depression. Enora is admitted to a Swiss hospital. There she gets counseling. Enora was strong-willed. Enora once again starts winning the battle with the difficulties of her life. And then slowly comes back to normal life. Enora starts skating practice again. Hope rises to become champion again. That's why she didn't want to look back. Enora did not want to search her name on Google again. In this way a long time passes. But it was always in Enora's mind that, after all, who is doing this update on Wikipedia? Who is it that has such accurate information about my future? After all, who is it, like a shadow in Enora's life? To know this, Enora also contacts the Wikipedia official. Enora Petrova asks for the details of who updated the page. But no information is available. In the midst of these confusions, a day comes when she again searches her name on Google. Enora was curious whether there was any update on the Wikipedia page. She stopped himself many times. Then gather courage. Then wait so that nothing untoward happens again. In this confusion, she finally opens his Wikipedia page. Then what she sees and reads, she was stunned to see. This time it was written Enora Petrova was born on the 5th of May and died on the 24th of October 2010. She was an American junior skating champ. So died because of orphanage and loneliness. After reading the update, Enora again goes into depression. The situation went from bad to worse, thinking that who would decide the date of his death? Will she really die of loneliness? Thinking this, she does not move in front of the computer. Due to suspicion, she even types an email to her friend Bree. But due to confusion, she is unable to send him. After all, she does not come out of the house for several days. Neighbors inform the police on this. When the police enters the house, they are shocked to see the scene there. Enora Petrova was really dead in front of the computer. An email was drafted on the computer screen. It was supposed to be sent to Bree but didn't send. Seeing all this, it really seems that the remote of Enora Petrova's life was in someone else's hands. She just waited for his signal. Enora Petrova, real story or an illusion? As soon as you search Enora Petrova on Google, you will get all the secret information. Did such an incident really happen to this skater? Many claims have been made regarding this, but the mystery remains till date. It is also claimed that this incident happened with Enora Petrova, but no such information has been confirmed on Wikipedia. In such a situation, it is possible that Enora is suffering from some mental disorder. Or was it not that she had become so worried about winning the Olympics that she started living in fantasies? Or something unnatural was happening to him that no one else could see with normal eyes? All such claims are made about the life of Enora Petrova. But what is true and what is false? There has been no confirmation of this anywhere. That is why it is considered one of the most special crime mystery in the world. If you like our story, then please like and subscribe our channel. Your one like inspires us. Thanks.